In the relentless current of modern existence, we often find ourselves adrift, pulled by forces seen and unseen. We're taught from our earliest breaths that life is a grand performance, a stage where every feeling, every fleeting thought demands an immediate, emphatic response. Our identity, we're told, is etched in the drama of our reactions. I am angry, we declare, as if anger itself has claimed tenancy within our very soul. I am frustrated, we announce, as if frustration has become the bedrock of our being. But what if this isn't true? What if this isn't who we are at all? Consider, for a moment, the vast, boundless expanse of the ocean. The surface may churn with tempests, wild waves crashing against the shore, a symphony of chaos. Yet beneath that turbulent surface lies an immeasurable depth, a realm of profound calm, untouched by the storms above. Our emotions, our transient moods, are merely the waves on the surface. They rise, they crest, they break, and then they recede. But you, the true you, are the ocean itself, the vast, silent, unchanging depth beneath it all. You are not the storm. You are the boundless space in which the storm unfolds. The world outside is a symphony of demands, a kaleidoscope of provocations designed to snatch your attention, to drag you into a reactive dance. The news cycle screams, social media beckons, the opinions of others weigh heavy. Every external tremor seems to register as an internal earthquake. But there's an ancient wisdom that whispers a different truth. The greatest power lies not in reaction, but in the unwavering stillness that precedes it. It's a truth that feels almost counterintuitive in our high-speed, high-stress lives. But it's the cornerstone of true resilience, the secret to navigating chaos not as a victim, but as a master of your own inner landscape. Picture a seasoned artisan, a master craftsman who works not with frantic haste, but with deliberate, precise movements. Each cut, each stroke is informed by a deep understanding of the material, a quiet confidence in their skill. They don't react to every imperfection. They observe, they assess, and then they act with intention. This isn't passivity, it's active awareness. This is the architecture of inner choice. When a sharp word is thrown your way, when a challenge arises, what is your knee-jerk response? Perhaps a surge of heat, a tightening in the chest, a quickening pulse. It's the ancient wiring, the primal instinct kicking in. And in that immediate flicker, you might feel a compulsive urge to lash out, to defend, to prove your worth. But nestled within that very moment, often overlooked, is a profound, liberating power, the power to choose your response. It's the space between the stimulus and your reaction, a sacred pause where sovereignty resides. This pause, this conscious breath, activates an inner faculty often overshadowed by the clamor of emotion, the witnessing self. This is the part of you that can observe your own rising anger without becoming it. It's the silent observer who watches the story unfold, who hears the inner monologue of outrage, but refrains from joining the chorus. It's the steadfast anchor while the waves of feeling crash around you. This witnessing self is your true compass, your unshakable core. Consider the training of ancient warriors, not merely in physical combat, but in the mastery of their minds. Every drill, every repetition, every moment of poised stillness was designed to cultivate this inner observer. They understood that a mind captivated by fear or rage was a mind already defeated. Their strength wasn't just in the force of their strike, but in the serenity of their intention. They learned to feel the surge of adrenaline and not be ruled by it, to witness the provocation and not be consumed by it. They understood that true victory begins not on the battlefield, but within the silent chambers of their own consciousness. When an external event triggers a cascade of discomfort within you, it's not the event itself that causes the lasting suffering. It's your relationship to that event, your decision to identify with the discomfort rather than observe it. Who truly suffers when you surrender to rage, when you lose yourself in bitterness? Is it the external source? Or is it you carrying the burden, poisoning your own peace, clouding your own clarity? The witnessing self offers a way out. It's a silent, profound affirmation. I am not this emotion. I am the one who observes it. Many of us dedicate our lives to meticulously rearranging the external world. We strive to control circumstances, to sculpt the behaviors of others, to meticulously craft an environment devoid of discomfort. We chase security, constantly adjusting the levers of our outer lives, only to find an unsettling truth. The inner storm persists. The fundamental question then arises: why, despite all our efforts, do we still feel disturbed? Why does the sting of anger or disappointment still pierce us so deeply? The answer, often simple yet profoundly challenging to accept, lies not in the world outside, but in the invisible architecture of our internal landscape. Nothing outside of you can genuinely disturb you unless you have an attachment to something within that can be touched, shaken, or threatened. We are not angered by a harsh word. We are angered because that word strikes a chord with a belief we hold, an expectation we cherish, or an identity we defend. We are not hurt by a perceived slight. We are hurt because we attached our well-being to a specific outcome or a particular behavior from another. Attachment is the unseen thread, gossamer thin yet incredibly strong, that binds our inner peace to external variables. When that variable shifts, when that expectation is unmet, when that person departs, our peace, tethered to it, is yanked and fractured. This isn't a call for apathy or indifference. It's a recognition of the fundamental truth that genuine freedom cannot coexist with unchecked attachment. To be free is to allow things to be as they are, without demanding they conform to our desires. Consider the sage, who understands that life is a perpetual flux. People will arrive and depart. Opinions will shift. The seasons will turn, the weather will change, and the world will, inevitably, refuse to cater to our every expectation. If our inner equilibrium is contingent on this ever-shifting external ballet, then we are perpetually at war with reality itself. Our peace becomes a fragile vessel, tossed and turned by every passing wave. When you find yourself agitated, frustrated, or deeply hurt, pause and ask, what am I attached to in this moment? What belief is being challenged? What aspect of my identity feels threatened? Often you'll discover that your suffering isn't born from the raw event, but from the narrative you've constructed around it. The story you tell yourself about what should have been, what should be, or what this means about me. If someone ignores you and you feel disrespected, it's not the act of being ignored that truly hurts. It's your attachment to being acknowledged, to being seen, to the belief that you must always hold a certain significance in every interaction. This is the profound journey of inner liberation, not by controlling the world, but by mastering the inner attachments that hold us hostage. The moment you consciously begin to release these threads, you begin to become truly untouchable. Not because nothing happens around you, but because nothing can penetrate and shake your fundamental core anymore.
Detachment isn't a withdrawal from life. It's a deeper, more present engagement with it, a dance of acceptance rather than a struggle of resistance. When you cease clinging to how things should be, you finally open your eyes to how they truly are. And in that pure observation, an unshakable calm begins to settle within. Our modern lives are a constant bombardment, a ceaseless clamor for our most precious yet often squandered resource. We are, unwittingly, bleeding this vital energy through endless distractions, unbidden reactions, and the insidious noise of emotional clutter. We allow our focus to be hijacked, pulled in 1,000 directions, rarely pausing to ask, where is my attention truly going? And does it truly serve me? You cannot be the architect of your destiny if you are not the sovereign guardian of your focus. Our energy is not infinite. It is a finite, potent force. Every moment you spend dwelling on what infuriates you, you feed the roots of anger within you. Every moment you search for what is wrong, you create a world that meticulously reflects that negativity back to you. If your attention is perpetually chained to the past, you cannot possibly step into the future. And if you surrender your focus to the endless parade of external opinions, you will become deaf to the quiet, profound wisdom of your own inner voice. This is why the training of the mind is not an elective. It is an absolute imperative. Your focus is like a precision instrument, a finely honed blade. Without daily sharpening, without conscious cultivation, it becomes dull, scattered, and ineffective. Imagine a martial artist not merely training their body, but every fiber of their being to direct their intention. Every breath, every stance, every moment of intense concentration is a practice in unwavering focus. They understand that a powerful body without a disciplined mind is a chaotic force, but a powerful mind without disciplined focus is a ship without a rudder. Focus is cultivated in the quiet moments, in the patient repetitions, in the gentle discomfort of sustained concentration. When you sit in stillness, observe your breath, and notice your thoughts attempting to pull you away, and you gently, patiently return your attention to the present moment, you are building an invisible yet formidable inner strength. You are becoming resilient. You are becoming unshakable. Most people aren't exhausted because they're doing too much. They're exhausted because they are scattered. Their energy is diluted, diffused across 1,000 meaningless concerns, leaving them depleted and unfulfilled. But when your energy is consciously gathered, meticulously focused, your very presence becomes a powerful, centered force. To truly be undisturbed by others, you must learn to withhold the currency of your attention. Not out of coldness, but out of a profound understanding of the immense value of your inner peace. When someone attempts to provoke you, they are, in essence, demanding your energy. They crave your reaction, your engagement in their drama. And if you oblige, you are feeding their fire, amplifying their chaos. But if you maintain your focus within, if you refuse to yield your attention, you remain in command. You don't lose energy, you subtly, powerfully gain it. Ask yourself with unflinching honesty, where does your focus truly go each day? Is it invested in building your inner sanctuary, or is it squandered on the fleeting demands of others? Is it devoted to mastering your craft, or lost in the endless comparisons to those around you? Is it used to create, or merely to complain? You cannot ascend if your gaze is perpetually fixed on the ground. You cannot flourish if your attention is forever dwelling on what you lack. You cannot master yourself if you are constantly absorbed in the external lives of others. Where attention flows, energy grows. And if your attention is deeply rooted in presence, purpose, and deliberate stillness, your life will inevitably begin to mirror that same unwavering power. Become the vigilant guardian of your attention. Choose with intention where it lands and to whom it is granted.
Your focus is the very essence of your life. Guard it fiercely, direct it wisely, and you will become an unstoppable force of calm and purpose. In a world that screams for constant action, louder voices, and faster paces, the most radical act of strength you can embody is to remain still, to stay silent when others clamor, to stand firm when the currents around you threaten to rip you from your moorings. Stillness is not the absence of power. It is its purest, most refined expression. This stillness is the mark of a mind not swayed by the fleeting demands of the moment, but one that perceives beyond the ephemeral noise. It's the discipline of a soul that has trained itself to move only when movement is essential, to speak only when words are necessary, to engage only when the cause is truly worthy. The common misconception is that if you don't react, you're weak. But consider this: if you react to everything, you are not in control. You are merely a puppet dancing to the unseen strings of emotion, pride, and ego. The one who reacts instantly is not free. They are a prisoner of habit, ruled by impulse rather than informed by wisdom. But the one who is still, they are truly free. The still individual observes emotion rising and simply watches it. They hear the insult, but their inner core remains unperturbed. They feel the gathering storm, yet they are not moved by it. This is because they understand that stillness is not passive, it is profoundly active. Imagine the ancient meditative practices, where individuals would hold a posture for hours, not as a penance for the body, but as a crucible for the mind. Each sustained moment of stillness taught them that they were not obliged to chase every passing thought, to follow every fleeting feeling, or to answer every external provocation. Their purpose was to remain grounded, unshakable, fully and intensely present. True stillness blooms when you have nothing left to prove. When the yearning for external validation, for victory, for being seen or heard has dissolved. It emerges when your identity is no longer woven into the fabric of how people treat you or what they think of you. It is the profound realization that silence is not a void. It is a vessel for profound wisdom. In stillness, a rare clarity emerges. You perceive insights that others, caught in their reactive frenzy, completely miss. You hear the whispers of truth that others, too busy speaking loudly, completely ignore. Solutions materialize not because you fought harder, but because you waited longer, and in that patient waiting, truth reveals itself. Never mistake noise for power. Never confuse aggression with strength.
The individual who constantly needs to speak, to defend, to argue, to fight is often the weakest. Their mind unable to tolerate silence, their heart unable to sit with discomfort, their ego unable to remain unseen. But the genuinely strong individual feels no compulsion to respond to every challenge. They understand that most battles are mere distractions, invitations to abandon their inner peace and squander their precious energy. To accept such an invitation is to trade enduring stillness for fleeting hollow pride. When a challenge arises and you remain still, you achieve a deeper victory, not over your challenger, but over yourself. Over the reactive self, the proud self, the insecure self. You demonstrate that you are no longer governed by the lower impulses, but guided by a higher, more discerning consciousness. Stillness does not equate to inaction. It denotes right action. It means responding with intention, not merely reacting from emotion. It means patiently awaiting the opportune moment and then moving with impeccable precision, unwavering power, and crystal clear purpose. To be still is to be intensely watchful. To be still is to maintain calm while the world around you descends into panic. To be still is to listen deeply before speaking, to think profoundly before moving, and to remain utterly unmoved when others desperately try to shake your foundation. Stillness is the very root of discipline. It is a perfect mirror reflecting the state of your mind. If your mind is a tempest, you will struggle to sit still. If your heart is a restless bird, you will find silence unbearable. But if you commit to this daily practice, sitting in silence, breathing through discomfort, holding your ground without being swayed, you will cultivate a strength that, though unseen, will be profoundly felt by all around you. You will begin to emanate an aura of presence, calm, and focused intent. And when others look at you, they will not perceive weakness. They will see depth. They will sense power held in exquisite control. This is the way of the master. This is the discipline of the one who walks with silence, not as an escape, but as an integral aspect of their presence. The still mind is the most potent mind. The still man is the most formidable man, precisely because he cannot be manipulated by fleeting emotions or shattered by external noise. Train your mind to be still, and you will see with unparalleled clarity. Train your heart to be calm, and you will feel with profound depth. Train your body to be unmoved, and you will walk through chaos utterly untouched. Stillness is not an endpoint. It is the sacred foundation from which all true, purposeful action emerges. It is the silent space where power patiently waits, poised for the perfect moment to move with unmatched intention and undeniable clarity. And that, my friends, is the truest path to mastery.